Alrighty, so we're getting started here. Got it on my mind. Might as well jump right back in. I had to take a little break there, get a snack, recharge just a minute. And I couldn't get this off of my mind. I got to know more about what's going on at Varunkai and becoming one of the promised. So let's figure it out. Hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully we'll have some folks join us. It's a Monday afternoon. A lot of folks here in the Southeast are still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, Tropical Storm Helene. Hey, Philippe. Good to see you, my friend. How are you today? We had a terrible storm here. Lots of rain, lots of wind, lots of damage. Some flooding. Not as bad as some folks have had. Very near us, just over the border in Tennessee, which is not far. I mean, I could climb up a tree and see over into Tennessee from where I'm at. It's pure hell over there. And in North Carolina, down around Asheville, that's a couple hours, 2.5 hours or so from here. Just a terrible situation going on. So I understand a lot of people have other things to deal with right now, but we are going to continue on following our friend, what was his name? Malibor? Oh, this is cool. We need to get a photo of this. That's good. Mm-hmm. We also probably need to take off this stupid hat. I mean, it's not a stupid hat, but is it really appropriate for where we're at? I mean, maybe it is. Well, so far so good, Philippe. We entered a space station that was kind of sort of emitting a distress call and discovered a terrible anomaly.
The city is in shambles. The speaker is missing, and here you are leading some outsider through our sacred space? Why allow this husk to defile our city? Have we not lost enough?
Have faith. I believe this outsider was guided here by the great serpent himself.
You do not belong here.
And soon, serpent willing, they will be one of us. But I can be sure and pass your concerns on to the rest of the High Council, if you wish. I apologize for the interruption.
It's okay.
There is a ritual intended for converts to the Promised. It has not been performed in generations. We are fortunate that there are those still alive who remember the old ways and have remained prepared for such a moment as this.
One of the things that kind of strikes me about this location is, compared with the rest of Starfield and the rest of, I don't know, the thinking of what a spacefaring society's homeworld would be, this feels very different, very alien. You see, you have this thing hanging here. Not unlike, and the big statue we saw in the beginning there, not unlike Morrowind. It has a similar kind of vibe. And the candles, we've not seen this anywhere else in this game. Yeah, very spooky. This would make a cool photo too. The guy walking up through there. If we pull back, we want my character in the shot? Maybe, I don't know. One of the things, I don't normally do a whole lot of photo mode stuff with games, but this one loans itself pretty well to that. That's good. That's better. I've taken a lot of photos, and actually, if you go, pardon me for just a minute here, I'll show you. If you look at your photo gallery, these photos will show up in the loading screens. There's some funny ones that I took. Look at that one. Anyway. Yeah, so that's kind of a neat touch. Which one's better, this one or that one? I mean, they're kind of the same. I can't decide. I actually think that one's a little better. That doesn't matter. Anyway. I do like that they used my photos as splash screens for the loading screen.
I suspected we might find you here waiting.
Again, sorry. This is just too cool.
I saw the ship landing. I knew immediately that I would be needed.
Indeed you are. This is Inaza Kaisir, Herald of the Serpent. She will guide you through the ritual. I am needed elsewhere, but I assure you that you are in good hands.
So I was expecting 100% hostility with this. That's not what I'm getting. Hello?
So, the Great Serpent sends you to me.
Hey, Philippe, I
No
understand. I'll see you later, man.
To walk the Serpent's path. To enter the sacred cave. There is no turning back. You will be forever changed. This is a path you must walk of your own free will, alone. Will you step forward and emerge anointed, one of the promised?
Well, this is a big decision, I guess. What's in the cave? What's in the box?
A lesson. A test. A moment for the Great Serpent to reach out and fill you with something more than what you have been.
I'm ready.
Then enter, and I shall guide you along the Serpent's path. But this is a journey you must undertake alone. Your escort cannot follow.
Well, she's already part of House Varun, so...
I am glad we have a moment. I am having trouble maintaining my composure. Finding myself in Dasra has been overwhelming.
This is her home. Are you okay?
That is a complicated question.
There's no place like home. No.
Especially a home that you were unsure you would ever return to. And a home that has suffered so much while you were gone. After everything that we have been through recently, I worried I might never see this place again. For that I am grateful. If only this were just about me. The Great Serpent has always demanded much of us. As individuals. And as the whole of House Varun. But to see what has transpired here... It is hard to believe this is part of any plan. Truly, it is a disaster.
Well, sorry, that's overwhelming me just a little bit. There are plenty of people who suffer. This is no different. I'm not going to say that. If it is a plan, then our being here is part of it.
I suppose that is true. Regardless, now that we are here, surely you must agree that we should do everything we can to help House Varun.
100%. Just so you know, we are already married to her. But I guess we'll say this anyway.
And I appreciate that. It is an incredible commitment you have made to become one of the promised. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined such a thing.
And I was wondering if this was going to be written in. And I'm glad that it is. I'm always looking for unique experiences, and they don't get much more unique than this. Yeah.
I suppose that is true. All the same, I am glad to count you among us. I know we have much to do, but I did not want to leave it unsaid. Thank you.
This was a big holdup for her. when we were about to become committed, because she was worried that when the Great Serpent comes, she would go on to a paradise, I'm thinking, or to be one with the serpent, or I can't remember now exactly how she put it, but anyway, she would be redeemed and I would be lost forever. But I think this is going to rectify that. She was ever able to overcome that, and we ended up marrying one another in secret. Anyway,
I was just thinking about you.
You need to wait here.
I'll be here when you need me.
Yeah. I love you very much. Okay. Better save it. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to do a hard save here. I have 1 billion, but what's 1 billion and 1, right? And role-playing this completely, I'm going to take my hat off because we're going into a sacred place. You should always take your hat off when you go inside, and certainly when you go into a house of worship. I'm just wondering, I shouldn't wear that yet, but I do love this outfit. That scarf is just super cool. We'll put that on later. I guess this will be fine. 5 carry capacity. We're woefully over encumbered anyway.
The path lies before you, but it is up to you to walk it.
Okay. Why has no one else been converted in so long?
A difficult question. The original converts were accepted in the years after House Faroon first made contact with the settled systems. Once the Serpent's Crusade began, there were fears that anyone from the outside could be spies, infiltrators. And after the Crusade, few were eager to join. When Jinan Varun's son Jarek took power, we pulled back, rejected contact with non-believers. We removed any avenues for converts to find us. But there were those among us who hoped that one day we might help others see the light of the Great Serpent's teachings. And if we can survive our current situation, your presence here now might sway opinions on future converts.
Well, that's a good point. You're a herald?
I am. I carry on the traditions that Jinan Varun began and maintain our people's connection to the Great Serpent. I and others like me look after the temples and offer guidance to those who need it. And now, it seems I am called upon to help the Serpent's call fill a new vessel. Truly, I am blessed.
Can you tell me more about House Faroon?
The Serpent's Path will tell you what you need to know for now. After that, the Council awaits.
Okay.
After that, I will be at the temple as I always am. And I will offer counsel as I would to any of the promised.
Got it. One more question. What is the cave?
It has served more than one purpose for our people over the generations. For a brief time, it was home. But then, in his wisdom, Jinan Varun saw fit to turn it into a way for those outside House Faroon to begin to learn, to join us in following the Great Serpent. That ended after the Serpent's Crusade. It feels right to see it used again now, in our time of need.
Okay, thank you.
Farewell.
You know, I'm thinking maybe I should get her.
I would move the stars for you.
Let's get moving.
Yes, good. Let's go.
Because she may automatically stop following and then automatically start following if we don't leave her here. Otherwise, we might have to come back for her. Okay, Serpent's Path. In we go. I'm getting a very Dagobah feeling here. Again. Put your gun up. I would like to gotten a photo of her walking down through there, but I wasn't quick enough. That's a cool picture. There's a few blue candles. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm getting major Morrowind vibes from this. I mean, look at this. Crazy.
I will await you at the end of the Serpent's Path.
Okay. Guess we go this way. See what this has to offer. This is seriously making me.
Before House Farouk, there were humans. First on Earth, then scattered among the stars. And like all humans, they were lost souls, wandering in the dark, looking for a path.
Anyway, yeah, I'd love to see a remake of Morrowind. Could you imagine? Morrowind looking this good? My goodness. Anyhow, I'm not usually big on remakes, but or maybe a new game that's set in Morrowind. Well, it's not going to happen. You know, like a brand new game. It's this notebook. Ignore the breadcrumbs for now. Look at the bones. Skulls. I don't like that it turns the flashlight off when you do the thing. Anyway, I'll stop doing that. Y'all don't care about my screenshots. I love the motif on the door, the serpent motif on the door. That's just super cool. Give me my grid there. Should be good. Yeah.
One particular colony ship housed several hundred of these souls. They were each alone and isolated, individual tiny flames that could be snuffed out at a moment's notice.
Neat. Blow out a candle. Oh my.
But Jinang encountered the great serpent and was given the gift of knowledge. He shared his knowledge with those around him and lit the way for them.
Waterfall.
followed his guidance and his light, and they cast aside the burdens of their former lives. And thus, House Varun was born. Now you too have the chance to cast aside your burdens, to relieve yourself of anything that holds you back.
Cast aside my burdens. Boy, that sacrifice. Ooh. Should we sacrifice something valuable? This is pretty valuable. I don't know if we really... whatever. We want the sacrifice to be meaningful, right? Sorry. I got a compulsion.
The people's hopes and fears and dreams were entrusted to the Great Serpent. They made the leap of faith that brought House Varun to greatness. You may now follow in their footsteps and take that same leap. Embrace the Great Serpent, and he will embrace you.
Okay. Leap of faith. Well, this seems like something we should do, right? Are you supposed to fall down? Maybe you're supposed to boost across. I don't know. Oop. Must have done it wrong. Because the thing's still there. I guess you're supposed to boost across then. We'll do it. Breadcrumbs go that way. Where does this go? Trauma pack. Oh, I guess maybe that's just for if you fall. Got it. That way? Hope they're not going to complain that I took the zero wire. Life depended on it. There's a speaker and a camera. Fascinating. Really cool juxtaposition of technology and tradition here.
The people of House Varun settled this world, at first in these very caves. Shinan Varun himself slept among them in these shelters. It was here that he spread the word of the serpent. It was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of their place in the universe.
I'm a prowler. What can I say? I would think it's probably not a good idea to take their stuff, but if it's not indicated as stealing, I guess we could go along with it. However, I do kind of try to roleplay this a certain way. Sorry, I made a mess. Oh, the physics in here are totally weird. I'm a rifle guy, so maybe I could do this. Let's do it. We have 97 digipicks. All right. That must be where it goes. Okie doke. That's it. What did we get? We got a calibrated old Earth assault rifle. Not terribly good, but it is automatic, so... And we don't have an AK-47 in our arsenal yet, so I'll just take it. Hope they don't mind. Again, the juxtaposition here is neat because now we're seeing things that we're familiar with, right? Here's the thing. 545 credits. Yes, I'll take that. Nothing in there. Okay.
And it was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of the shrouding. The great serpent's return. He will encircle the universe he created, and all those who do not follow will be cast into shadow. And the people weighed this knowledge against their former lives, and saw how they had been blessed despite the difficult new life that awaited them. You too would do well to feel that solace amidst the pain.
Gotcha. So here we see they did indeed come from, you know, normal people, so to speak. Yeah, this is kind of wacky. Anything good? So House for Ruin people do go to the bathroom. And they bathe. Good to know. I'm such a loot goblin, you know. It's awful. Let's unlock it. I've done way too many of these. Is that... That's just under our threshold. If it's... Generally, if it's over 5,000 in value, I take it, regardless of weight, because you're not as heavily penalized for being over encumbered in this game as you are in other Bethesda titles. So I find that that works out pretty well. And we have a piece of equipment on us right now that helps overcome the negativity of being over encumbered. So I don't mind loading up on stuff. I don't pay as much attention to the weight as I would in, say, Skyrim. Okay, we can leave now. Probably should keep an eye out for clues as that might explain where these people came from on Earth. Not be a bad idea. Contemplate the shrouding. Can do that. Poisoned water. What bad could come of this? Yeah, it's bracing. Onward and upward. I always get behind a cult that asks you to contemplate in a corrosive pool. That's always good.
Until that day comes, we are the voice and the hands of the great serpent. Our every act a sacrifice to hasten his return. Make now a sacrifice to prove your devotion. And remember, whether in life or in death, all must serve.
Sacrifice the groat. Oh, yes. Andrea told us all about this. Kid Groat. Probably should have scanned it, shouldn't I? Oh well, we may find some others to scan. So if you're born Varun, you get one of these to take care of, a groat to take care of as a child, and then your coming of age ceremony involves sacrificing it. Oh yeah, that's a great photo right there. I do really love the snake motif. Okay.
Let us begin the final ritual. While none since Jinan Varun have stood before the great serpent, we can all feel his presence. To solidify his bond, you are presented with a simple choice. Before you on this dais are several items. They represent different aspects of House Varun's connection to the Great Serpent. Pick the two that call to you. Place them on the altars. Offerings to the Great Serpent that he may fill you with his spirit and make you promise.
Got it. So right now is a good time to do a hard save. I'm betting this is a like what you choose here probably has some effect on what kind of Varun you become, maybe. Perseverance, strength, obedience, devotion. Oh my. Well, perseverance for sure. We have to choose two, right? I think that's what she said. Obedience. Devotion, because we're devoted to our wife, we're devoted to our cause, devoted to Constellation. Pick it. What would you pick? Does it matter? Can't see too good. And just like that. Poof. And there's Andreja.
And so you arise, one of the promised of House Varun. Did you feel the Great Serpent working within you? Do you feel born anew?
Okay. Well, there's a variety of things to say here. We are going to go with the first one. We're role-playing this as a devoted husband, and I believe that he would have really felt something in there.
Devotion to the Great Serpent and perseverance to remain devoted, no matter the circumstances, will always reveal a path forward for any member of House Varun. I grant you the title of Diviner. All will know you. All will trust you. Above us, in the grand ship morning, jewel of the Varun fleet, the High Council awaits your arrival. Serve them. Serve the Great Serpent. All must serve.
Okay. So I'm betting that your title varies based on what you take with you.
There is no one I would rather see right now.
I look forward to every day in a way I could not imagine before I met you. Then I shall be sure and tell you more often, darling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go. Is it this way? It's this way. Well, I didn't anticipate we'd be joining House Varun, but so it goes, right? My goodness. Why not take everything that's not nailed down, right? Shattering refined novolite credits. Let's take a look at this beast. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm like, why is that higher than what we've got? Okay. Wonder how you open that. Morning ship cockpit. All right. We're in a ship. What? No, put that away. Is this the council? Wait a minute. Are we in space? Where are we? Where did we... There's pads here.
Did you need something?
I don't know. Report Ministry of Commerce. Post-incident status. Funding notice. Okay, a lot of reading here. Let me get ready. From Office of the Speaker, this again is a funding notice. Harold Anaza has brought to my attention a disturbing matter. There's been discussion of eliminating the funding to maintain and preserve the Serpent's Path in the latest proposed budget. I find this surprising, given the paltry amount requested and the significance of the location. I find that surprising too. It should be enough that the cave is a key piece of our shared heritage. Were it not for those caves, none of us would be here today. But if all goes according to plan in the coming months, we may be able to thank the Great Serpent himself for a new wave of recruits to our cause. The Serpent's Path may yet again be needed for its original purpose. I am confident that the Council will make the right decision, and if the funding cannot be secured, I would be more than happy to personally take a closer look at the budget to see what areas might be trimmed in order to free up funds in ASCO. So this is the fellow that has been spirited away, I think. Post-incident status. As per the Council's request, an assessment of the House Varun operations in the aftermath of the Citadel incident follows. All structures in the immediate vicinity of the scaled Citadel are gone, including the Halls of Authority. All major ministry operations have relocated and are operating off of record backups and emergency supplies / funding. Administrative personnel losses still being totaled. Most key figures were present in the Citadel at the time of the incident and are presumed missing or dead. Science team hit hardest, notable exception of Ekris Kaisir on leave. Military and security personnel or forces heavily affected. Minimal personnel presence is being maintained within Dazra, with personnel being reassigned from outlying areas. Rumors of mass desertions are being actively countered. Supply chain disruptions have drained already low reserves. Ministry of Commerce attempting to compensate by establishing new connections, but time delay will exacerbate already low stockpiles. So, one thing I'm thinking about here, let me pause this for just a moment so I can get this out. I'm getting some themes here, like what we saw in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. So in that movie, if you haven't seen it, the Klingon homeworld is destroyed, and that is what finally brings them to their knees and brings them to the table to treat with the Federation. And finally, they ultimately become allies, of course, as we know, but this is what finally sort of tears down the Iron Curtain with the Klingon Empire. So we're kind of seeing the same thing here. This horrible thing has happened that is bringing Varun to its knees, and outsiders like us have come now to help. So in a way, we're having our Captain Kirk moment here.
How may I assist you?
So we got themes from Star Trek VI. We got themes from Morrowind. I'm not complaining. Assessment of the commerce operations. Temporary transfer to halls of healing. In light of both halls of authority and House Dolkef residents. Emergency supply stores activated. I'm not going to read all this. Significant losses. Yes. Hazmak Dolkef appointed Elder of House Dolkef. Thus far, engagement with day-to-day ministry continues. Okay. We're not in space, are we? No, we're not. For some reason, I thought we were. I thought that was a planet I was looking at. I think that's the bubble. Malibor?
Welcome, Diviner. You stand before what remains of the High Council, advisors to Nasco Varun. We are all that is left after the disaster that has befallen our people. I represent House Dulkef. Jamal is from House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek of House Vital. We are, all of us, hopeful that your arrival in Dazra and your clear connection to Nasco Varun, for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope.
Likewise, I hope so. What's with all the houses? Aren't you all House Varun?
Collectively, we unite under the banner of House Varun, pledged to follow Jinan Varun and his descendants. But our society is not a monolith. Jinan, in his wisdom, shepherded the first of us into families that we might grow and prosper. Our 3 families have for generations now helped to govern the people of House Varun, and offer counsel to our leader.
Someone needs to start explaining what's going on.
I understand. Until you were one of us, we could not trust you.
By all means, Malibor. I can't wait to see how you spend this.
Please, can we just for a moment...
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Varun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasco. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time...
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own. And then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasco, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Agreed.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malibor. Do go on.
Anasco Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasco wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the Scaled Citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the Scaled Citadel and swept across Dasra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the Vortex. The Citadel itself remains in such a state. Right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running, somehow preventing us from entering the Citadel. We cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrived.
How long ago did this happen?
It has only been a few weeks. There had been efforts to put together some kind of response, some plan. But they had fallen apart.
Tell me about the Vortex.
Forgive me, I am no scientist. But as it has been explained to me, what we call the Vortex is the space between universes.
Ah, okay. So that's probably how this fits into the larger picture of the Starfield story. Because it is, if you don't know, it's... Spoiler alert. It has to do with multiverses and consequences therein. Tell me how I fit into this.
Your arrival and your interaction with Anasco shows that he can still be saved. The plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasco, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
Okay. These others have anything to say? Lovek?
You would speak with me?
Did you know Sirach Vithal?
Indeed. Sirach was my cousin. I know they were assigned to the Oracle, and Malabor relayed their final report sent by the station. They walk with the Great Serpent now.
Indeed. Can you tell me more about Sirach?
Sirach was a respected scientist, dedicated to the Great Serpent. They spent every moment engrossed in their work, a true testament of faith. It was their greatest honor to be selected for the Oracle.
Okay. What will become of the Oracle now?
The Oracle's fate will be tabled for a future discussion. We have more important issues at hand.
Yeah, a grav drive on a space station. We haven't seen that before, have we? How many people were stationed there?
87 souls reside with the Great Serpent now. Many were some of the finest scientific minds House Varun had to offer. They will be remembered alongside those we lost here in Dasra.
I have some other questions.
Of course.
What was Dasra like before the experiment?
Oh, it was breathtaking. A true testament to the will of Jinan Varun and our faith in the Great Serpent. To have started from nothing and to have accomplished so much, I pray to the Serpent that we can someday reclaim all that we have lost.
Where were you when the experiment went wrong?
I was outside the city, visiting a friend at his farm. We saw the flash of light from inside, and by the time we made it outside, you know, in that moment, I worried it was my fault. That I had somehow not been faithful enough, that I had not believed. I still find myself worrying that we are being punished, that we have affronted the Great Serpent in some way, and that this is our penance.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot to think about.
Good to see you.
Okay. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Something I can do for you?
This floor is weird. Either that or I'm just way taller than everybody here.
May the Great Serpent bless you.
You seem different than all the others. You seemed unhappy I was allowed to become part of House Varun. Indeed.
Don't take it personally. We have been through so much these last few weeks. The Council is attempting to claw back some semblance of order from the chaos, steer things past this somehow. And then Malabor goes and throws you into the middle of all this without even consulting us. It's just one more breach of a protocol that barely exists anymore. I am over it, I assure you. It is good to have you with us, and we are finally moving forward.
Well, that's a shame. I was hoping there might be some dramatic tension here that was ongoing, but I guess not. So the High Council runs the houses under Varun.
No, it's complicated.
Sounds like it.
Jinan Varun himself established the rules. Let me see if I can make it easy for you. The Speaker has supreme authority. He is the voice of the Great Serpent. The houses each handle some function of daily life and are individually run by the Elder of the House.
Okay.
Each of the houses also appoints a mediary to the High Council to inform and advise the Speaker. It's a separate position from the Elder, with a lesser degree of authority and prestige.
Well, have you ever thought about changing it?
Now is hardly the time to be entertaining such thoughts.
Of course it is. I guess it kind of does make sense in a way.
So you must have a head for politics. Or you're good at pretending. Either way, you will fit right in here.
Oh, thank you.
Serpent guide you.
Thank you, yes. Ministry of State. As per the Council's request, an assessment of Ministry of State operations. This is really for our benefit. Ministry operations temporarily transferred to Keep in light of loss of both Halls of Authority and House of Athol residents. Oops. Military security personnel recalled. Ongoing threat assessment of phantom phenomenon. Tactics being adjusted. Significant operations underway to reassure public. And increase noted in public displays of opposition and defiance. Agitators have been detained or removed. Okay.
There must be something in all of that you can afford to let go of.
You think? I don't know. I like all my stuff. So this is indeed a cockpit, but this is like their holy ship or whatever. Is this the ship that brought him here? Maybe. This place looks so cool. Look at it. Definitely, the oddness of it definitely reminds me of Morrowind. Okay, that's all the slates, I think.
Hello, Diviner.
Nope. One more. Hey, ready? Ministry of Conjunction. Ministry operations transferred to House Kadik. Intelligence networks have been disrupted. Interestingly, also, Kadik's housing has been unaffected. That's good. Intelligence networks disrupted. No, not at all. Disrupted. Sorry. Following the Citadel incident, no anomalous reports have arrived from agents in the field. There's no indication that word of recent events has reached anyone off-world. It's probably good for now, except me. I guess I'm a exception to that. One outside contact remains within Dazra following the incident. As instructed by the Council, usual protocols have been suspended and he will be allowed to live. Is that me? Contact has still been... I'm so sorry. Contact has still not been regained with the Oracle, last seen within geosynchronous orbit above Dazra. Well, maybe all this is the work of the Great Serpent for sure, but maybe it's not as negative as you might think. I don't know. So that make a neat photo, mightn't it? Andrea's giving somebody the side eye. Look at that. Like what? I don't know. Like I say, I don't usually get into photo mode stuff much, but this is just too cool. Let's get over that table. There we go. This similar to the photo we took. That's a good one. Okay, well, I think I'm going to have to call it a stream again. I'll be back later, and we'll dig deeper into the mysteries of Shattered Space. Thanks to everybody who joined us here today. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, whenever you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.